What's up, guys? Been a minute. Officially done with first week of being a senior, but I know I've needed to make a video for a while, like actual sit down video like this, and the topic of teenage love and what go and sexual energy and marriage and hookup culture and things like lust have been circling around my mind a lot with making a video like this. So I wanted to come on here. And this PSA is probably going to be, I think, out of all the videos I have on my channel, besides, I guess, my testimony, probably my most vulnerable. But uh, anyone that knows me, like, personal like that, and is close to me knows I'm very like open and talkative with all this stuff, and I don't shy away from talking about potential like topics like this uh, out in the open with, of course, the right people, but not like randomly like we're at Burger King and I'm talking about it, or we're at like in school and I'm talking about it, but in the right situations. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come on here and basically make this video, so we'll get started. But my experience with teenage love and all that, I think at first, like, of course, it's so appealing when you're younger. Like for me, I first, of course, when you're first going through puberty, you get all these hormones and everything, and you start to develop a sense of feeling for the other gender, other sex, and that kind of starts around middle school, I would say. In elementary school, of course, it's all like, oh, I got the cooties and everything, and it's kind of, I won't say, I mean, a little bit like frowned upon in elementary school, like, oh, it's weird, you know. And it's like when you're watching your parents like kiss, is like, ugh, gross. But then, you know, get to middle school, you're used to that, and now you're thinking about that stuff with another person your age from the opposite gender. So that's kind of, I think, where it starts for most people, of course, including me. And I started, of course, having like feelings and such like that, developing around middle school for certain people. But none of the stuff was ever really like a big thing. Like, even now, I'm 17, senior, and I've dated zero people officially. Zero. We'll get into that like a little later, but um, middle school is kind of where it all starts, and it's definitely from the hormones and from growing up. And I want to say, uh, I think also you get more access to stuff. Like, that's where I got more access. Like, I got my first phone and like Snapchat and everything. And from there, middle school, um, is also around middle school is also the first time where I first got exposed to lust, and in the sense of soft and like softcore, like on Instagram. And my dad walked in just now, but that will probably be the only cut you will see on the channel. This literally is like 10 seconds in the future from the last clip. I was talking about how in middle school, um, like by it being now so accessible, I got exposed to um, pornography. And I think for the longest time, even up until now, it's damaged a lot of um, like at first it's so normal. It's like from a guy perspective, it's so normal to like talk about and whatever, and it's in a way like a casual thing. But when like you really start to realize the like damage and effects of this stuff on your psyche, on your brain, and like looking back on it, I think I've definitely been like under spiritual attack, like from all of this, even recently, like now, present day. I've been falling in like way more than normal, and really it's like, man, like what can I do? Like I'm doing, it feels like I'm doing everything. I'm talking to God pretty much every day. I'm in worship. I'm listening to worship music. I'm praying. I'm in the Word every other day, somewhat. Uh, I'm going to get in the Word after this video and read Mark 10 and 11, book I've been reading recently. But yeah, and it feels very demotivating. It almost, when you go through this stuff, for me, it almost feels like, am I doing enough? Like, am I worthy, you know? But I saw a video actually today talking about how, like, hell attacks the ones that heaven is investing in. And that line makes total sense to me, and it should make sense to y'all because if someone's watching this and they feel under attack for this sin, or for any other sin like pride or greed or whatever, or like cursing, um, like just know that, and you've been like falling a lot recently and you feel like you're under the same spiritual attack I am, just know that like it's for a reason. Like they're not attacking you just because you're not worthy. They're attacking you because because you are worthy, and because I think God sees so much potential in us. And I just want to reach out to anyone that's going through the same stuff, like that what I've came to terms with, that it's all going to be okay. And this life we all live here on earth, it's all a sanctification process. So of course, um, we're gonna be under attack mostly every other day, um, just because like it's not gonna be easy, because we are followers of him and we are the ones heaven is investing in, and we do have purpose and God does see potential in us. And our persistence on wanting to stay on his path and not the world's, and being against the world, is why this stuff is happening. So just to anyone seeing this, just don't lose sight of that. And I have to remind myself that like a lot, because I get really demotivated. I think I already said this, but I get really demotivated when stuff like this happens and I fall short and something appears on my phone or my laptop, and then like a couple minutes go by and it's like, gosh, like, what have I done, you know? Um, yeah, and I, I think, of course, I got more into the topic of like lust right there and from an adolescent's perspective. Um, but I first got exposed to it in middle school, and from there, of course, I talked in my testimony how eighth grade like stuff kind of went downhill, and I had to kind of like bring it back out, and I basically pushed away God and pushed away like all my friends, and I just I wasn't I just wasn't like in an amazing place really. Uh, I think that it definitely did a lot of damage back then for sure. It definitely was not helping at all. Um, but it's not like you watch this video right now and you listen to this and you think, you know, oh my gosh, like he's so weird for looking at that stuff. Like you should be thinking like, gosh, like, you know, we're all under Christ, or with or not under Christ if you're viewing this. Not yet under Christ, I would hope, but we're all like victims from this stuff, and it sucks, man. It sucks, like being exposed to this at such a young age, and not knowing that it just it kills so much of your spiritual energy and sexual energy. Which recently, that's what I've been praying about, to channel, so I can channel this spiritual energy into something else, and really not have to deal with this anymore. Temptation will always be in our lives, and I understand that, but really, like, knowing, how do I say this? Um, Knowing that you can say no, and knowing that there's a way, God gives a way out every time. And again, like, I'll be honest, like, I haven't chose that way out every time. Definitely not recently. And it's very quick, and the way out, it appears in a couple of seconds and probably goes, because you're, in my head, at least I think, oh, I'm too far, like, let me just, you know, let me keep going with this. um but you're never too far. And I think that, um I need to remind myself about that. I really do, because I struggle a lot with this. And um it's been a problem, ever since middle school. But as for, like, sexual energy and spiritual energy, I mean, it drains you from it. It literally drains you. And I will say an argument I hear that I necessarily don't like, because I don't like, is because some people say, oh, well, if you struggle with this, how are you gonna be able to handle, like, a wife in the future that God gives you? Throughout this, like, God allows these failures and these struggles to happen so they can strengthen you to have that relationship in the future. Like, it shouldn't be you're struggling while you're in a relationship. Also, the person that, if you're struggling and then God brings you someone, the person could definitely help you throughout that. So it's like people criticizing people for struggling and saying that, oh, because you're struggling, you can't have someone in your life. It doesn't work like that. Who are you to say that? You know? That's one thing I've never understood that I kind of wanted to bring up just then, because it just popped up in my head. But, um, that's a, that's a big thing that I think is very, obviously it's very accessible now, but a lot of, like, how do I say this? It's a struggle. A lot of people keep behind closed doors. They don't like talking about this stuff, unlike me, or they don't like reaching out, or realizing that, you know like, they can't do it on their own. And I advise strongly against that. Like, I hope anyone that's viewing this that is struggling with it, like, please reach out to me. Please. Like, go on my Instagram, like, DM me. Like, I literally will respond so quick. Like, 100%. Because we're all in this together, you know? We're all kids. And, like, it's all gonna, like I said earlier, I've come to the conclusion that everything, it's all gonna be okay. Like, this is a sanctification process, and heaven is investing into us, and hell wouldn't be the enemy wouldn't be attacking us right now if we didn't if we weren't worthy, if we didn't have potential, God-given potential, that I pray about filling every day, right? So when those questions come up in my head of, oh, like, am I doing enough? Like, I hope I'm doing enough. I'm doing enough, because if I wasn't, then I don't think I wouldn't. If I wasn't, then I don't think I would be getting attacked, like, spiritually attacked right now with this particular sin for so long of my life that I've been trying to break free from. Um, yeah. Uh, Before I wrap this video up, I do want to kind of touch back on the subject of teenage love, because I think I made some points about it, but I got, of course, talking about the dangers of lust and sexual energy, marriage. That's another thing, too. Sex and marriage are the same thing. You shouldn't be married and not have sex. Sex is a gift from God. And it's beautiful, but what Satan does is he twists it and makes it bad, and and like people like Aleister Crowley, Je- Jeffrey Epstein, like literally has used this thing called sex in like magic, and all the stuff that they've been a part of that I won't. You can do your research. That I won't really speak on, but it's like, and they twisted that, you know. Um, but in reality, it's a beautiful thing, and if you have sex, you should be married, and if you're married, you should have sex, and it's the purest, intimate form of love ever, and I think that you're the spiritually closest to each other. You're the physically, of course, closest to each other. Um, and what particularly pornography does with it is objectifies it, and twists it and uses you, the viewer, for a dopamine rush, and like you're there, and you're not. You're watching this stuff happen, and on like with pixels on the screen, and it's horrible, man. It's stuff straight from made straight from Satan, bro. Stuff straight made straight from Satan. Um, Again, that probably will be my final point on the whole pornography talk and like lust talk and sexual energy talk, because the stuff is important. So I wanted to talk about it for sure. As for the final topic, one of the main things with teenage love, of course, I think I've experienced is for a while, like, of course, in middle school, like, you think, oh, like, I want to get with as many girls as I can. I mean, at least I kind of thought like a little like that. And I never ended up doing that, but it's all like, yo, like, did you do this with her? Yo, like, you talking to her? Y'all a thing? Da da da. And then fast forward to high school, like freshman year, after all the stuff that happened in eighth grade, my mindset was, hey, like, if something happens, something happens. If nothing happens, nothing happens. Like, I'm okay. I'm cool. But um, I mean, a couple months ago, I'm not gonna say names, explicit information, nothing, but I, I actually, for the first time in my life, I ended up catching feelings for this person. And, like, been friends, like, for the longest, and been friends for the longest, and, like, just really, like, was, pure. Like, I had pure intentions. And long story short, what happened was someone went behind my back and told her, and then she said that, oh, I would never date him. And that was a couple months ago. It was this past summer. But that happened, and in a way, it was like my first heartbreak. In a way, but I'm already way over it now, like way over it. So I can talk about it like this and not be explicit and not say names or anything, because it really is no hard feelings. And if the girl is, or if she's viewing this, like, you shouldn't have a problem with this, because I'm not like slandering your name. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. Um, but it made me now, like present day, thinking about it, like, I'm soon gonna be an adult. Like, I'll soon be 18 come to next June, and because I'm 17 right now. But in a way, it's like I think I'm gonna miss out on the whole teenage love thing. But also thinking about it, it's like, dude, teenage love probably is the purest, I would say. I think there's an argument not, but I think there's an argument that teenage love is the purest form of love because the thing is, it's like you actually like the person for like who they are and how they look and just wanting to hang out with them and be with them. Whereas potentially when you're older, like in your 30s or whatever, people may just settle down with someone because being a partner and to say they're married and to like financial stuff and whatever and someone you can tolerate versus someone you actually love no matter what when you're a teen and you just want to hang out with them and be with them and do so much things as kids with them. And for me, like looking back on it, and of course, like something could happen within these next 10 months, and it's like, yay, like woohoo, like I'm up for that, sure. But as for now, thinking about it, of course, no hard feelings, but I think I am gonna miss out on that. I will be missing out on that. And part of me just has to look to God and be like, well, like, I'm not the only one, of course, but I have to kind of look to God and think, this is this is His plan. Like, I'm gonna I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna be an adult and then maybe then I'll find someone. But now I'm back to it's funny because freshman year I'm back to my mindset where I was freshman year. Freshman year I was like something happens, something happens. If nothing happens, nothing happens. Um Up until the summer when that changed and I just really wanted to I think just really love and I still do just really love someone like how the fathers love me. Um, and I'm now coming to conclusion that I can still do that, but instead do it in forms with across churches that I'm a part of and across groups of friends I'm a part of and people I'm a part of, and I can continue to spread my love through people and love people the way the fathers love me, maybe just not in a relationship, in a one-on-one relationship like that, which for now, if that's the case, it's His plan. So it is okay. Although it does feel a little bittersweet because it's like I do want that. Um, yeah. Uh, and a lot of people around me, like a lot of like cool like friends I have around me, um, are in like God-driven relationships. And when I look at them and their relationships, I think like, man, like that's what I want. I want a God-driven relationship like that. Like I look at that and I just think like that's beautiful, man. You know? And I'm friends with, about like all of these people and I wish nothing but the best for them. And I think it's very beautiful what God has given them. And of course, like I wish I had that. So it kind of like when you look at it from a like a what third person POV, it's kind of like dang. But on the flip side, it's like, dude, look at what they have. Like that's amazing, Like that was clearly in God's plan for them. My plan is different. My road's different. I think that's a very obvious thing. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of these topics have been flowing in my head for a while. This is by far going to be my longest video. I had no intention on it being it, but I think my longest video before this was 9 minutes. This is probably going to be 20 something minutes. I may cut some stuff out. If you do see this, I probably didn't, or I did, no clue, because I like to keep all this stuff raw and uncut and unfiltered because I think that's true and honest and it's the guy I am. I just want to be open with everyone like this and sharing stuff and being vulnerable and doing it not I'm not doing this channel of course for a popularity boost or whatever. I'm doing it because I want to spread the right message and I want to show what God's done in my life and the knowledge He's given me on stuff like this and just be honest and talk about things that normally people are not comfortable with. Um, Like this whole video, I bet people, if you ask them to make a video like this, they would be like, no, no, no way. Like I can't do that, and that's okay. But that's not who I am, you know. Yeah. Uh, Hope y'all are doing well. It's been pretty solid over here. Most of these topics have been, like I said, floating in my head. I need to make a video on this. I need to sit down and talk to the camera, talk to y'all, and post this. So this will probably go up sometime Sunday. I meant to upload this yesterday, got busy. It happens, but yeah. Y'all have a blessed day. Have a blessed Sunday, and if you need to reach out to me, reach out to my Instagram. If I need to give you my contact, give you my contact. Like, that simple. Love y'all.